Hi there, so this is a short video I'm making about this mandolin. This is a Ferrari ballback mandolin, fairly standard Neapolitan made ballback. The interesting thing about the maker, Ferrari, is they have a fairly mixed reputation. They seem to have made some well-made instruments for players, some really shoddy ones for the tourist market, and also a mixture of very ornate and very plain ones. So it's a job to know quite what you're buying when you buy a Ferrari. I'm sure it doesn't apply to the cars, but it does to these anyway. So as you can see, this is a plain one. There's not a huge amount of decoration on it. I wouldn't say it's unpleasant looking though. I have to say it's quite an honest mandolin. Construction wise, it's a bit of curate's egg. It's probably the first ballback I've had that's been absolutely free of both previous repairs, because over the course of 100 years they pick up all sorts of repairs, usually to the bowl where things are split apart. So there are no previous repairs and nothing new which needed doing either. It's all completely solid, very well made. And also the neck is at an exemplary angle. Again, normally, over 100 years of use, you get some pull of the neck forward, and you end up running out of room for a bridge. But on this one, there's plenty of room for a bridge and a nice low action as well. So from that point of view, it's an unusually well preserved specimen. On the other hand, if I show you the headstock on this, I don't know if that shows up terribly well on the webcam, but whoever drilled the holes for those tuners seriously screwed up, because this side is quite a bit higher up the headstock than this side, and if they had a quality control back in those days, I like to think whoever drilled those holes got the right bollocking for that. The other thing is, if you look at where I've had to put the bridge on this, it's hanging very slightly over, oh dear, everything's back to front, very slightly over the cant on the bass side, and really it should be up on the top, up here, rather than down here. But to get the thing to play in tune all the way up and down the neck, that's where it's got to go. So again, I suspect that somebody put the fingerboard on about 2 millimeters too far south, and it should have been a bit further up that way. So I guess a bog standard factory produced ballback mandolin, but not a bad one for all that. So let's just play with a few chords a minute. Obviously it's got that real long ballback ringing sound, and that'll just go on ringing and ringing and ringing. Work-wise, as I said, my microphone's dipping again. This was in very good quality or very good nick when I got it, so I haven't done very much to it. I've touched up a little around the neck and the headstock where the finish has been worn away, but other than that it's the original finish. The fingerboard has been re-levelled and then refretted with the original brass frets, so obviously it's playable all the way up and down. All the way up and down the neck. And the bridge, these people call them shelf bridges. So the strings sit on a shelf that's cut into the bridge on this side and then pass through these grooves in the back. And what that means is you have some quite thin, quite fragile teeth along the back edge here, which always break off, and pretty much all of them have broken off that bridge. So I've grafted a new bit of ebony along the back edge here, cut some new teeth, and there's a new bone saddle as well. And that's really all I've done. The sleeve guard is the original, but as you can see, as often happens, the back end was broken off, so you can't tuck it down here anymore. So I've just hooked it through the outer strings there, so it protects your arm from most of the strings, but not the very outer ones. Sound wise, it's not the best, it's not the worst that I've had. I think I prefer the Stridente mandolin slightly, but I have to say it's not at all unpleasant either. So let's see if I can finish off by playing a few tunes, and you can make your own mind up. So there you have it, one Ferrari Bobak. Okay.